Good afternoon, everyone. I am Samrabzar, a research scholar from Department of CS&IT at Maulana Azad National Urdu University. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to the session 1 of 8th International Conference on Research in Intelligent Computing and Engineering, that is RISE 2023. So, to commence our technical session, I would like to invite Dr. Syed Imtiaz Hassan, Associate Professor in the Department of CS&IT and our session coordinator, to welcome and introduce our esteemed session chair, Dr. Arokya Jesu Prabhu, Associate Professor from CMR, Institute of Technology, Hyderabad.
Good afternoon. I think after having lunch, you are more awake. Anyways, so today's session chair is Dr. Arokya Jesu Prabhu. So it is my pleasure to read a brief profile of him. First of all, I am very much thankful to Dr. Arokya Jesu Prabhu for accepting our invitation for session chair. Our dear students, presenter, delegates, today's chair technical session Dr. Arokya Jesu Prabhu, an accomplished professional in the field of computer science. He is working as an associate professor, CMR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, and also the Dean of Industry Institute Interaction Council, CMR. So, his area of research is cloud and image processing. A warm welcome to Dr. Arokya Jesu Prabhu ji. He is a doctorate in computer science engineering from Anna University, Chennai. Dr. Prabhu has been as a beacon of innovation in his field. His commitment to excellence has earned him recognition and publication in prestigious conferences and journals. Noteworthy is his role as a reviewer for reputed SCI journals, including Biocybernetics and Biomedical Engineering, International Journal of Imaging Systems, International Journal of Ad Hoc and Ubiquitous Computing, and Current Medical Imaging. Dr. Prabhu has played crucial roles as a conference chair for MLADEU 2022, SIGML 2023, CITE 2023, ITCSS 2023, and BGGCM 2023. Showcasing his leadership and commitment to advancing research initiatives. With 18 years of combined industry and academic expertise, Dr. Prabhu brings an abundance of experience beyond academics. His unique blend of academic skills and practical ideas promises to enhance our today's session. Dr. Arokya Jesu Prabhu, I would thank you for gracing this event with your presence and for leading today's session. He is the session chair, and at the end he will give you the concluding remark, and he will also give his experience, expertise, and whatever observation he will be there. We look forward to benefiting from your guidance and insight. At the end of the session, we would like to hear from you, sir. The concluding remark, suggestions and improvements, so that our research scholars, our presenters, will gain some kind of benefits. Now I will request Samra to present kit of the conference to Prabhu, sir, as a token of our respect. Now I also request Prabhu sir, just briefly you can say some things to motivate our students, and also I will take your comments also at the end.
Sure.
Please.
Now,
Please, please.
yeah, good afternoon to everyone. It has been a fine time to spend with you all, like young buddies as well as my colleagues from Vietnam and various parts of the world. Really, they have the insights of what actually a research is. It is not about a big deal, like looking like a Tesla owner or looking like other companies which they do with the research. If you start something which is very minimal, and if it is really working, that's more than enough to be a part of a research. Rather than you do think like you have to do big, you have to achieve big, no. First start with the scratch of doing a part of research, a small differentiation in terms of mathematical entities, because computer science belongs to, without mathematics you don't have anything, right? So mathematics is the base for our computer science. Mathematics theory is now promoted and enumerated as machine learning models, right? Which is again into a data mining scenario. So be well with your mathematical understanding. That's what is going to help you. That's what is going to make you fulfill in terms of your research. If you're not understanding mathematics, if you're not understanding the collaborations of mathematics, it's very hard, to understand the prevailing algorithms which have been invented. And even you can invent your own algorithm when you're working by understanding the mathematics. So I believe in that, because when I was in my research, my guide was well versed with machine learning. I was actually about to start my research in terms of wireless security. But what my guide suggested is, see, if it is going to be wireless security, it is one you have to work along with, which I'm not okay with. If you are on my cards, I can help you, to understand and develop and the models which you wanted to do. So always go by the guide's instincts if you're not so confident, right, in what you're doing, and as well as you can get knowledge from multiple sources. So that's what always have collaborations. As such, one of my friend, my colleague, my best colleague, Vijayendra Solanki does, right? And even I learned that from him after coming to Hyderabad. Before I was from Tamil Nadu, to be frank, I was working in Coimbatore, a metropolitan city. But the collaborations which we could, engage there is minimal when it comes to Hyderabad. And if I am going to, move down from here to any foreign country, it is going to have a much collaboration. So that is what you have to have at your side, to really go beyond the research and go beyond your entities. So that's what my, prevailing thought of the day, right? Have it in mind. And research, you don't think, it's a billion-dollar question. No, not at all. It's all about a basic thing which you start with. From there, you grow on like a step-by-step approach. So that's what will give you a, predominant encouragement in terms of research. Have a good guide by you, have a good friends by your side. So that's how it helped me a lot, and it is helping me a lot to, come up in terms of research, right? So research is not a big deal. Don't think beyond it. It is not about publishing 100 or 20, 200 papers. No, not at all. If one good paper of good research, of a typical research, of your understanding, of your implementation will work. So you can be so confident that it's my work, rather than, working out with 100 papers without having a knowledge on it. It's no use of it. So please have that insight into you, and get growing with Manu as well as with us, right? And we all Indians will take our nation to the next level, right? So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for motivating us. Now, as we move forward, I would like to call upon the participants who will be presenting their research papers today. And I believe each one of them will bring a unique perspective, and we are excited to learn from their research. So first, I would like to invite Ms. Vinaya Naredi from CMR Institute of Technology. She will enlighten us on unemployment rate future forecasting using supervised machine learning models. Please.
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone present here. So, my name is Vinya Reddy and I'm from CMR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. And thank you for giving such a wonderful opportunity. So, my topic is about unemployment rate future forecasting using supervised machine learning models. So, let's go into this presentation. So, before going into the topic, like now, mostly the youth and all the IT people are having this restriction on unemployment, right? So, so that is why I took this type of model. It's not only because of now, but it will help you in the future also by doing this kind of model. So the study, this investigates the efficiency of the various models that was previously done, and the main objective of the study is to provide a very good predictive model than with great accuracy than the before models. So to achieve this goal, like what I did is, let's go into introduction now. So as I said that, like with the rapid growth of development, there may be different reasons for unemployment and all. This was one of the things, like with the rapid growth of development, unemployment is also increasing like day by day, and because like to protect our youth from this kind of recession and all, like government and all, and for some few
What are your models? What models you have compared?
yeah.
So, these we know, introduction and all we know.
So in this literature survey, like I did a few, I went through few models and few papers, and what I've seen is like everyone are using only one algorithm to predict the model, to predict the unemployment rate. So what is my thing is, like in every paper or in every work, like there is different in the results actually. So in one you may get lesser or more, and other algorithm you'll be getting lesser or more. So what I did is to predict the accuracy. I have designed, like I have did I have used the supervised learning algorithms of SVM, random forest, gradient boosting, and estimating machine learning algorithms. So by using this, I have created a comparison graph between them to predict which is more accurate. So this is a small steps that like how to go with that algorithm. So first you need to take a data set, and I have taken a data set from Kaggle, and we need to select a state, separate like which state you want to see the result, and run the SVM algorithm, then random forest, then gradient boosting, and this if you run this, and you'll get a comparison graph between all the different algorithms, and this is a prediction diagram. That this is the flow of prediction diagram, that when we give a training data set to this algorithms, so you'll giving some you'll getting some outputs to that. So we predict it in a comparison graph. I'll show. So this is the graph, like this we will be getting only when you run a particular SVM algorithm, or what particular algorithm, that particular result is in this graph format. And when this is a comparison graph, like the whole result you'll be getting when you run different algorithms, and you'll be getting the accurate one. And yeah, this is what I want to conclude. To so yeah, this is what I want to conclude.
Please
Thank you.
go to your architecture.
Yes, sir.
Architecture, right? What kind of training data you have taken as an input?
Survey data, sir.
Survey data from what is the source of that data?
It is open source Kaggle.
Okay, so what's the data set name?
Unemployment data set.
It is available there in Kaggle.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many number of data were there present in that data set?
It is there like it is a months of data, sir. That will be there.
What my question is like, how many number of data was present in that?
How many number of data? It was there around like past year's data. It was there like all years.
What comparison you have done?
So I have compared SVM from using different algorithms. What is the different accurate results you will be getting, and what is more accurate among them.
So have you done any classification?
Like
No, it doesn't have to look at your system. You say what you have done. Like, have you done any classification to do a prediction?
yes, obviously to predict in that algorithm we really need to do a classification, and only that thing that will be done. Let me go.
See, when you're presenting, don't swallow words. Right? You have to present it with a clear instinct of what you have done. That's what all the people are sitting here. Right? It might be your first presentation in terms of August crowd, but you should be confident enough like what you are with and what you have done with. Right? If you're swallowing words, we cannot understand the flow of information of what you have done so far. Right?
Okay, sir, I'll correct it. Sorry, if you face that.
You are doing what is you are MTech students?
Yes, sir.
Your PhD student?
Yeah.
MTech student.
Yes, sir. First presentation, here also first presentation.
First of all, give her a big round of applause. We came all together to present here and to stand in front of so many people. So congratulations, first of all.
Thank you,
You have
sir.
passed the first barrier.
Thank you, sir.
Next thing, what sir has said, just try to follow.
Yeah, sure. I'll definitely take your comments and all. I'll improve myself. Thank you. Thank you.
Any question?
Yeah, I have a question. What was the features over there in your data set? Like, how many features were there in your data sets? On what features you have, on what parameters you have selected the models?
So I have selected the models mostly used in the SVM is mostly used in many of the, if you see a past papers, that was mostly used, and I thought that random forest and gradient boosting, these things are like will give more accurate results. So I took that in.
See, this question is very.
Ma'am, my question was that.
I understand it. I'll explain that. See, his question is what are the features you have revealed with your data set? Data set will have certain features. For instance, I'll tell you, I'll explain. If you are giving an input for an SVM, right? SVM is a supervised algorithm, right? It is going to work on the basis of, if you are giving a cat and a dog image, it is going to work on the features of a cat and a dog. A cat will have a round or structure. A dog will have a hoopy structure, right? The teeth, the eyes, the eye color, those are called features. In that way, what are the features of your data set? You will have certain features, right?
Yeah.
Based on that only the algorithm will work.
Yeah.
Right? And it will label it. If it is a supervised algorithm, it will label it. So that's the question he is asking. What are the futures you have taken into consideration?
So I had taken passed out year as a in the employment in that survey data, that passed out year like that have reference. I kept there will be some reference ID and the passed out year and the working is there or not, like that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Naredi. So our next participant is Ms. Shweta MS from BMSIT, Bangalore. She will share her research on machine learning approach for forecasting, job appeasement and employee corrosion.
First of all, good afternoon to everyone. Actually, here I've given a try. Actually, my research area is cyber security and blockchain. This is the first try I've given on the machine learning. I started learning. Okay, I know the very few classification techniques. So on that, have done the little bit work on the job appraisement. Okay, so usually what is going to be happening as the people as they finish their graduation, okay, they wanted to be joined to a good company, okay, and they want to survive for the more than 10 years or 15 years, and their aim is to be get the good benefits. First of all, good benefits like might be an incentives or it might any kind of an promotions, okay, so that depends on the how the company is going to be take for the employees, okay. So based on that, actually it was a real incident for me when Corona has come in 2020, okay. Actually many people including my family member, we lost the job, okay, and we were not getting even a month expenses amount, okay. So one were in a stable and one were in an unstable place, okay, so which has made me to just go through the making the prediction how the outward is about the employment, okay, as continuation with the first madam predicted in the job. So here about the how the company, instead of I can say about the employees, how the company or an organization should make the employees to stay there for a longer time. To stay for a longer time, okay, we think about what is the benefits that we're going to be get from the organization. So on that, these are my flows. Yes, as I gave already the introduction, that is, it all depends about the where I am in an organization and what is the present or the past data to analyze on the any employees whether they are happy to be work in that organization or what's the reason behind that they are leaving that organization. So might be if I say about if they are leaving the organization, it might could be the company or the organization has not given the good incentives, might the promotion is in pending, or might be the working hours is also late, okay. So in the same we have taken a data set, again same from the Kaggle, have taken the data set, okay, and my data set attributes is going to be contain something like their name, their organization, working hours, okay, or the incentives or the promotions, okay, so or the project where they are working. So about that my data set was, and I worked on the Vika tool. About that, again it's about the prediction. When I say about the machine learning, it's again about the prediction. So in that I've gone through the classification technique, support vector machine, random forest, decision tree, and here I have applied the hybrid model. So what I have done here, I have taken the SVM, random forest, decision tree, okay, and I have given my data set in all these three models and I have calculated the precision, recall, accuracy, okay, some of the performance factors which will go to be used in the machine learning, and I have been merged with the decision tree, okay, based on these three, that is random forest, decision tree, SVM, okay. After taking the performance factor accuracy, okay, have been merged in a decision tree, okay, and have been again predicted which is the best one. I'll just talk in my next slides. Coming to the problem statement, so same thing, it's a design about the hybrid model to predict the employee turnover, to understand the reasons for getting into the company or for enhancing the privileges. So everyone knows about the support vector machine, decision tree, okay. So all the classification techniques, okay. So as I said, okay, have been done here, assembling method, okay, have been taken the performance factors from the support vector machine, random forest and the decision tree. In all the three models have got the different accuracies and different precision, F1 score and kappa square, okay. So in this method, the random forest has been given me a best accurate one, and with the random forest I have merged with the decision tree, and again I have predicted, so which is going to be called as a meta model. So staggered hybrid model. Few of the literature survey it has been done, have done more than 10 to 15. As it was a constraint with the slide, so I have given here 4. So first, literature survey it's going to be talks about the organization where they are going to be used the.
Go to the modules you are having.
Yeah, please.
Go to the model you have fixed.
This is an algorithm and
Like models or methodologies, like you are saying like
yeah,
whatever is
but in the slide, in our paper I have given for the SVM the different steps, how the algorithms and all, and with the mathematical steps that have been derived. Here I thought I'll just, it told 10 minutes,
okay. You
17 slides, 12 slides, and you have to give your idea. So that's made me, actually I want more input because it's my first paper on the machine learning. I'm into the
It's
cyber
appreciated.
security blockchain.
Like
Just a try I've been given.
okay, I just want a clarity in the hybrid model you have performed. You have implemented it? Hybrid
Yes, sir.
model?
Sir, actually, this is the one here. The random forest and support vector and all the three models have divided my data set 70 into 30, testing and the training.
Based on what base you have divided 70, 30?
70, training have been divided.
No. On what base? On what grounds you have divided into 70, 30? Because I have seen certain papers they are dividing into 60, 40. They'll have a ground for it. They should have a base for it, right?
Okay.
You have to prove like why that 70-30 ratio is being divided. That's one major factor you have to concentrate.
Okay.
It's a suggestion I'm saying.
Okay.
Because the same question came to me while I was presenting my, defending my thesis.
Okay.
I have divided it to 60-40.
Okay.
What was the base for it?
So
What is the proven methodology
to
for it?
frankly saying, I don't have answer for that because it's my first thing.
That's
When I evaluated so many, when I gone through so many projects, it has been divided like a 70-30. Okay, so most of the which are the paper I read on the employment, this one. Okay, so it has been having that kind of ratio, and it's a good question. Please answer that question, please.
See, as such, whatever you have said, the same.
Yeah.
Like whatever is the proven scenario, I gave them this answer, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I gave them this answer.
Yeah.
Sir, it is to my guide's instinct. I have selected.
Okay.
My guide is the one who's well versed with machine learning.
Okay.
He has done a lot of researches in that,
Okay.
right? Especially in SVM. Right? So as per my guide's suggestion and instinct, I have went through the 60-40 ratio, and as such you have said, like more of the researchers
Yes.
have went through in such a way. And what was the total number of data available in
Data
your
it was
data
having
set?
almost 3,000 columns.
Okay. Out of which 70% is on training and 30 is on testing.
Yes.
So what was your hybrid model?
With the decision tree and random forest have got a good result
Okay.
compared to that. So I have again been
Okay, you have created a decision tree with a meta model.
yes.
So what was the result of accuracy compared with the meta model and your random forest training algorithm? Was it better?
Yes, sir. It was better. on so many things. I just said anything.
Everybody is a learner.
Truly, sir, truly.
Apart from God, everybody is a learner. So fine. It's fine at my end. Anyone?
Any questions from the audience?
Please. So it's a platform for me to learn. If I get more questions, so when I'm coming for the next tries, I can come with, definitely I'm coming with the cyber security next time. It's my just try.
It's not like we should. But changing it's not good thing to change.
So it's not changed my area. Still, I'm working in the blockchain. I'm working in the blockchain for the health monitoring system. Actually, I thought I was teaching machine learning for my students, which has made me do why I can keep trying. Because in the university, we have to teach all the subjects. We can't say no for anything.
We are the as a teacher
We have to teach.
Trade of jack of all trade but master of none. But researcher is master of one thing.
Truly.
That's the difference. So if you are a researcher, then you have to be a researcher. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. So our next participant is Ms. Femina Taranum and group from Mufaham Jah College of Engineering and Technology. They will present a case study on herbal drug medicines in the prevention and management of COVID pandemic, a case study of Zinda Tilismat using clustering concept.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mariam Arshia, a final year student from CET. And before I just get started on this presentation, I would just like to thank the respected panel and the session chairs for this tremendous opportunity. So I'm here to present a paper titled Herbal Drug Medicines in the Prevention and Management of COVID Pandemic. And my co-authors are Reshma Nikhat from Manu, Femina Taranum, professor at CET. Now, let's start with the abstract. Now, since ancient times, people have always used the plant extracts from leaves, barks, roots, or so on. And they've used this in the process of healing, the process of prevention from any disease. So this has contributed a lot to the drug industry, like allopathy, homeopathy, right? So, as we all know, new viruses emerge every second, and all of them have dynamic variants. And as we all have been through the last pandemic, COVID-19, it put the global population to a halt. And according to reports from WHO, as of November 2023, there were 772 million people who suffered COVID, and there were almost 6.9 million deaths. So basically, this was a time when people were not having any permanent cure. All they had was trial and error medicines. So people trusted whatever could heal them at that time. So during this time, there was a herbal drug medicine called as Zinda Tilismat, which had a huge platform in Telangana. So in this paper, an attempt has been made to explain how this herbal medicine is credible, how it is effective, and how it has been useful during the pandemic. And for this, we have used k-means clustering in order to support our clinical findings. Now, as for the introduction, the history of Zinda Tilismat. It was invented in 1920 by a Unani doctor, Muhammad Moinuddin Faruqi. And this was mainly used for like small problems like cough, cold, or anything like that, right? Now, our main research and study is based on this herbal medicine. So now, about the research methodology. We're using a secondary data set which has been obtained from questionnaires and interrogations, and this has formed the basis for our primary research. Now, for the actual analysis of our data, we have used, as I've said, the k-means clustering algorithm. And the dataset we've used is a self-created dataset. We have 22 attributes and 120 records. Now, some examples for the attributes we've chosen are gender, age, income, etc. Now, as for the problem statement, I'll have my co-author explain it to you.
Basically, the literature of the review, which was the base for the research, here the problem which we were looking for was it was the need. Everybody were having problems and challenges during the COVID time, and we didn't had any access to the doctors, and even no apps were, nobody was giving us the time to go. And it was during this time, in the need hour, and keeping the need in the mind, people went for this, approach. We went for this particular Zinda Talisman. So the main approach to the generate was the trust. In the Telangana, the product was hugely used because everybody was in need of the product. So the need was the main concern of the hour, and but people. See, as we were using Joshi Das, whatever was coming on the YouTube or the viral, we were using that, and people never had any, trust on this. So these papers, though it is so much spread in Telangana, and most of the people who are in Hyderabad are using it, but I, being from Hyderabad, and I thought when the market is known in Hyderabad, why not just go for popularizing the product, because the awareness of this particular product is not at the global level. Okay, so the most appropriate and safe drugs, and it is taken for self-curing purpose when the doctor was not at reach. And the K-means clustering was used to, classify and cluster whether people were having the trust or not. So in this literature review, basically also I had one paper in Scopus, and we were also, my husband has died in the COVID, and that was the main, motive for me to go for COVID. And a lot of papers I'm working on the COVID, because this is the emerging topic, and many people are still working on this. We are finding more paper on this, because it is not, that's 13 million people have got vaccinated, but still in the newspapers we are reading that every day the people are suffering from this COVID symptoms. So it is through the COVID, with the COVID, and without which we cannot survive. We are living with the COVID. So I thought of just going to provide this particular platform to make it global. So in this one paper which was published in Scopus, we had worked on how the distance which was not there, how we can prevent with the sputum and the nose, how we can block this. So how with the distance measure we can help ourselves and stop the spread of the disease. Then also we have done a lot of reviews which says that eucalyptus oil, the Zinda Talisman, the camphor, the neem trees, the oranges, which was mainly used because during this COVID pandemic, it was the vitamin C which was getting deficiency into. So all this literature review was done, which was a platform for us to take the variables, and with this particular platform and the base, we have done the questionnaire going with a particular Google form we have used, and we have collected the data from the people in the city who were the users of the Zinda Talisman.
So from the literature survey, we have found that there are some gap in the literature. Like people are mostly working on the components or the chemicals which are available, or you can say the allopathic medicines, and all would be preferred by people. So why not we can opt for some herbal medicine like Zinda Talisman. It's not the thing that we are trying to promote. Yeah, we are not trying to promote Zinda Talisman, but we are just trying to show you that we wanted to work on an idea of creating our own data set. So we have taken a survey, a feedback from 120. We have a size of 120 and 22 attributes which we have selected, and this model we have used to clear the data, because the data which we have selected through the feedback or the survey from the primary source is not a balanced data. So we have applied some approaches, like if you could see, the first would be creating a data, that is we have used a survey and feedback from the primary source. We have collected some data of 370 kilobytes of data we have selected, and then we have uploaded that to a Google Colab platform, because we wanted to do the analysis to know how the product is viewed by different people who are using the product. So we have first creating the data set, and then we went to upload the data set. So we have created a CSV file which we have uploaded. Then we went to data pre-processing, because the data that we have collected is not balanced. So we have used some libraries, and then we have cleaned our data by removing the duplicates which were available. Then the data, there were some null values in the data set which we have removed by taking means or mode. What we did is, means we have applied to those numeric values which were not available, and mode we took for the character representation of the data. After filtering of the data, we went to data cleaning, in which we have splitted our data and then we concatenated and we have dropped some columns which were not of that useful. Then we went to the encoding technique. The reason for taking encoding technique is the data that we have was categorical in nature. So we have to convert that into numeric because our machine understands only binary values. So for that reason, we have converted our data to binary. And then the binary data was fed to the data cluster. The reason for taking clustering here is we wanted to correlate the features which were available. Just as an example, say we wanted to check the popularity. I can see popularity comes with the awareness as well as its availability. So if I wanted to take a cluster of these three in one, then the cluster which we are creating would be based on the similarity characteristics. So that way we have gone for data clustering, and then after clustering our data, we went to the visualization concept, in which we have used scattered plot, we have used histogram, we have used bar charts, etc. in order to represent our data. Then our intention here is to just see that the clustering concept which we are doing goes well or not, like whatever I am clustering, that is perfect or not, which would be done by means of the prediction, and then we can see how accurately we are getting the result.
What's the reason you have selected or incorporated with the data clustering instead of other methods?
See, we can go with the prediction and testing, etc., which most of the
There are a lot of
researchers
prediction techniques available,
we have lot of
classification
prediction.
techniques
So I
available.
just wanted to go
No,
with
no, no.
something new.
My point is like, what is the reason behind going with clustering?
We wanted
Any
to,
specific reason?
yeah, we wanted to compare the similarities here. Which of the features which we have selected
On
was
what basis
close.
you have selected clustering?
We took a cluster size of 3 and then
No,
we
no,
will,
on what basis? What is the base for? Because
like say if I,
see, I'm telling you, as a researcher, we would have done some literature review. Based on that, we would go for a selection, or we would go for a decision of going with clustering or going with some other methods, or so that ideology will be there. So that is the question I'm asking. On what base you have selected that this will suit our identity?
see, we have some classification techniques, we have some prediction techniques which I thought would not be applicable here, because my intention here is to go with the similarity. I wanted to see, like say if I have a nose block or if I have a cough, then what would be the symptoms with which I could correlate. So that way cold, cough and nose block goes together. So that I
So
just
what was
wanted,
the outcome of your entire proposed system?
I could integrate it into groups, but I have to apply the
Can you show
training.
the outcome?
So this would be the algorithm, different steps which we apply. Now this would be an idea with respect to what we have used, the data set statistics, the number of variables which we have used would be the number of attributes which we have used. After filtering and all, we went with 14 attributes, and the number of observations which we have selected after filtering of our data is 66. Then we have removed the duplicate rows and all the filtering part we did here. And then our intention was to do the statistics. So we wanted to know how many of people in so and so age would be aware of this particular product. So our analysis says that 41 to 66% goes with the red color pie chart that you could see, and the remaining blue color shows that 21 to 40 years of people would be aware of this. So we are just counting the age with respect to the analysis which we did on the feedback, through the feedback. We wanted to know how many of the people are aware with this particular product. Then we went with the educational qualification. We wanted to see how many of the doctors or the professionals or the intermediate students are aware of this product. So for that you have the top right pie chart, which shows the professionalism with which we can just correlate the awareness of the people. Then down we have a pie chart which is showing the age. This is an analysis which we have extracted from the data that we have collected from the feedback or the survey form. Then we have a pie chart to the right bottom side which shows the usage of the product, how many people are using this particular product. So what we did is we have also segregated it into based on the gender, like how many female are using, how many male people are using this particular product. So that That was our intention. We just wanted to check the popularity of the product with respect to age, with respect to profession, with respect to gender, etc. So we have an extension here. Like after doing this, we can do the prediction by training our machine by taking some split up of 40 to 60 or 70 to 30. The down part, which you can see numbers, 2 we have 220, 200, etc. These are with respect to the attributes which we have selected in our data set. So we have used 3 clusters here, 0, 1 and 2. So whichever features are related to cluster 2, those are placed here. So the numbering which you can see here relates to the attributes which are there in the data set which we have selected. So we have 3 clusters, 0, 1 and 2, which are based on some similarities. We wanted to segregate our whole data into similar features.
Kind suggestion is that when you are giving a result analysis in terms of a pie chart or a tablet chart, try to give out the names of it. Like if you are using a pie chart,
Yeah, sir.
below,
We should add the legend.
try to mention it,
right.
what it is for.
Yeah,
Rather than saying corner, right corner, left corner.
Yeah.
It's quite not.
The problem was the number of slides. So for that reason, the title, legends and all we have missed out because I wanted to create a collage of it. The finding is the purchase frequency was increased during the COVID time. Price is cheaper when compared to the other competitor products. Popularity of the product is pretty good based on our analysis which we have made. The purchase frequency has increased since the pandemic because most of the people are trusting on this herbal drug. The conclusion is most of the customers with different age and income groups were found using this product. The online business of this particular product was more in COVID time. Since it was found quite productive in results during COVID time, it has increased its awareness. We are ready to incorporate your suggestion. If you have anything, you can just tell us, sir.
It's all about a product, right?
Yeah, it's all about the product. I thought it's something new.
And the outcome is the statistical analysis of different classes.
Right, into different classes and clustering concept.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was such an informational presentation. So I invite our next participant, Thota Anjushari, Padmaja B, Thota Asmitha, and P. Krishna Rao from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. They will delve into leveraging knowledge graphs for river classification, a semantic approach. Are you guys there? Please report here. No one is present. Okay. So let's move to next participant. Ms. Khalida Tabassum from Maulana Azad National Urdu University will shed light on heterogeneous blockchain systems, existing protocol and issues.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Khalida Tabassum. I'm doing my PhD in Mano under the supervision of Dr. Syed Imtiaz Hassan sir. So today I'm going to present a paper on heterogeneous blockchain systems and its existing protocols and issues. So my main motive of my paper is, like as we all are familiar with single blockchain system, so it is very transparent in transaction management system and it has also many use cases in health industry or education, or it can be any supply chain, agriculture and all. But what is the intention of heterogeneous blockchain system? So heterogeneous blockchain system is nothing but it is a combination of public and private blockchains. So what if I require or we require an information or a request we want to send to another blockchain, or we want something to be fetched or we want to query anything to another blockchain. So we need an interchain communication from one blockchain system to another blockchain system. So that is my main motive of my research on heterogeneous blockchain system. And so in this article or in this presentation, I'm going to summarize few of the existing protocols and issues which are already been implemented, but still there are some issues related to that. So my main problem statement is, even though we have so many solutions or protocols, whatever, there is very difficulty in making communication from one blockchain system to another blockchain system because of complexity in each and every blockchain to interact with the other blockchain. And one more thing is, like in order to communicate from one system to another system, very important thing is consensus mechanism. So each blockchain will have its own consensus mechanism, and also there is a capability of smart contract from in every blockchain. So it is very difficult to communicate from one system to another system. So my problem statement is that I have to unify a solution, or I have to get a homogeneous interface for heterogeneous environments. So this is my problem statement. So in this paper, I'm going to discuss about 4 protocols which are already existed on different organizations, which are developed by different organizations. So one is the IBC Interblockchain Protocol. This is developed by Cosmos, and which is developed on Cosmos ecosystem. So Cosmos ecosystem is nothing but it is a interblockchain system. So this interblockchain system is nothing but where different blockchains will be existed, and if they want to communicate, so all the blockchains will be communicated with the hub. So that is nothing but notary mechanism. So notary mechanism is nothing but which is a centralized mechanism. So anybody wants to access, or any blockchain wants to access any information, the query should go to centralized structure. Then only the other blockchain can communicate. So that is the interblockchain communication protocol. And in this, the main steps which are going to be performed are ordering of the message, and then verification, then transport of the message will be done. And then XCM. XCM is nothing but this, which is a cross-consensus message format, which is developed by the Polkadot. And in this Polkadot mechanism or structure, the parachains will be developed, and each parachain is called as a blockchain system. And with the help of this XCM, cross-consensus message format, the relay agent helps to pass the message, or to pass the communication, or to pass the asset from one parachain to another parachain. And in this, the main advantage of XCM is we can pass the message from one parachain to another parachain without the help of relay agent also. So that is the advantage over IBC. Next is HTLC. HTLC is nothing but hash time lock contract. So this is like already we have seen this about this procedure. This is a general procedure. We will be aware of DBMS. So in that we know about 3 commit protocol, 2-phase locking protocol and all. So it will be similar to that. So here when we want to send a transaction, hash will be developed, and that will be developed in a particular time period, that is time lock. If the message is not received by the receiver within the time, so that transaction will be cancelled. And the third lock is a conditional lock. Conditional lock is nothing but, so if we want to send any transaction on the basis of the condition, so we have to put a structure, or we have to put a structure or any control statement based on if case. So based on that condition, the transaction will be carried out. Next one is SCIP. SCIP is nothing but Smart Contract Invocation Protocol. So Smart Contract Invocation Protocol, it depends on the gateways. That is nothing but like how we have HTTP, Hypertext Transport Protocol. As soon as we give it, the information will go to the server. In the same way, SCIP will send the information by taking the SCL. SCL is nothing but Smart Contract Locator. After locating a particular blockchain, then it will develop a gateway to pass the information from one system to another system. So that is SCIP. So these are the 4 existing protocols which are working in this present generation, but still each and every protocol is having some or the other issue based especially on the these particular parameters. So I have identified on the basis of this literature work, and I have referred it with references. with different references, and I identified the parameters like it has to be increased in the security, it has to increase in the security for parameter, and the scalability need to be developed when the number of different blockchains will be increased, and the performance need to be improved. But these are all the three parameters which are already working very good in single blockchain system, but it is very difficult in the heterogeneous blockchain system when it is a combination of public and private blockchains. So I already mentioned the two main issues. Those are like under security we are considering. Under security I identified interoperability risk and then is integrity risk. So these two need to be identified very properly and need to be developed properly so that the cross communication can happen. So interoperability risk, in order to overcome this, we need to find out consensus mechanism in such a way that the cross consensus mechanism need to be developed and the cross communication can happen. This is one solution for this interoperability risk. And the one more solution in my literature work I identified is we need to develop cross smart contract capability. Now we have in the present, this particular literature work, whatever we have the papers, we have only about smart contract capability. Now we have to develop, in order to have cross communication, cross smart contract capability need to be developed. So that's how we can overcome the interoperability risk. And in order to overcome the integrity risk, so because when we are passing the information, as we know, the blockchain itself is a transparent and very secure, where the transactions are managed properly. So we need to take care of integrity also of the data which is passed from one system to another system. So in order to overcome this, so we need to develop multiple signatory formats. Multiple signatories is nothing but different levels of verification need to be developed, not single verification system. So this is how I concluded my paper with various existing protocols and its issues, and my future direction will be protocols or any particular framework need to be developed in order to have the different blockchain system communication or interchain communication system. Thank you.
Is this a comparative model?
No sir, actually this is a new,
Or a study?
it is a study.
It's a study, right?
Yes.
And you have mentioned like in terms of gaps, scalability
Yes.
and security.
Yes.
In that perspective, you have went with security, right?
Yes. No, sir. Actually, my main motive is I want to develop a mechanism where different blockchains need to be communicated. So different parameters, because when I'm going to develop a model of different blockchain communication system, I will come across different parameters. It can be scalability, because as the years are getting passed, different nowadays customized blockchains also we can create. So as we proceeded, so I need to adapt all the blockchain systems.
You might be aware of like scalability and security are hand in hand.
Yes, different. Both are different.
Right. And when it comes to security, you are speaking about integrity risks.
Yes, sir.
And to ensure that you are providing a scenario like a lot of verification has to be done.
Yes.
So will it not kill the time?
Yes, sir. That's I need to think about it. Yes.
Time is a parameter you have to consider.
Yes.
So when you're working with the security
Yes, sir.
specifications, because that's why even Google.
That's what, sir. I have to think about a unified format, sir. That should cover cross consensus plus cross smart contract capability, and along with that, it has to provide me the integrity also. So in that way, it will not be time constraint.
Because as you might be aware of, all the companies,
Yes, sir.
all the major companies,
Yes.
the corporates are working on security aspects, and that is what the update you are getting in your phone.
Yes, sir.
Right? Especially if you are from India, right?
Yes.
Have you come across a news, a bit of news which came in, like the certain party member iPhone was tracked, and iPhone started sending notifications stating that your phones are being tracked.
Okay.
So that
I'm
is
not sure, sir.
it is an integrity. It happened last month, right?
Okay.
It's an integrity constraint
Okay.
which they are looking for, right? So iPhone as a company, as Apple as a company, is working on the security perspective in terms of blockchain, in terms of other scenarios, right?
Yes, sir.
So here the question is with the time,
Yes.
right? If you're going to go for multiple steps of verification, the time is going to be literally going to kill it.
That's
Because even if you're using a GPay, if you're taking much time, you get frustrated.
That's
Because we are not ready to wait for that time.
Yes.
Because we wanted it to happen everything immediately.
That's true.
Because we have been formulated in that, right? So please be, take that into consideration when you're working when it comes to security, because everybody is keen in security.
Yes, sir.
Right? Because we are into a pervasive computing where anywhere, any place, any time is computing. We are working in that.
Yes, sir.
You do have a data connection, you can do everything.
Yeah.
So please be concentrated on that. That will help you way.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
What's the platform that you're using to create a blog?
Actually, ma'am, the Hyperledger Fabric, Ethereum, we can connect with one certain tool, okay, that is Hyperledger characters. But there is a Polkadot also platform where I can create different parachains using substrate framework. I can create customized blockchains. There are different tools which are available, ma'am. But still, this is my second year of my research. I'm undergoing all those platforms.
Especially with the consensus that you're focusing on.
Yeah.
With the consensus, you go with the Ganache. Okay?
Yeah.
Because my work is already completed on this.
Okay.
Go with the Ganache, okay, where the integrity will be easy with
Okay.
the Ganache when you're going to be create.
Okay.
And when you focus on the consensus, try to be work with the different consensus. Proof of work is there, proof of stake is there, BFT is there.
Yes.
So many different consensus are there. Move with the proof of stake or improve on the proof of stake, okay. Then this particular issue can be.
Ma'am, Ganache can it be interacted with any other thing, ma'am?
Yes.
Like directly or any other tool, ma'am?
No. Ganache only in that you can create a multiple accounts where it can be. I'm working on the health monitoring system with the same consensus. Okay. So where you will get the multiple accounts where you can integrate with the multiple doctors.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Hyperledger is just for the building the small contracts.
Yes. Huh? Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Fantastic presentations.